GG! Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering Arena today, as always. These are some of the highlights from our stream, and I really hope you enjoy the games. If you do really enjoy the program, please don't forget to leave a like and subscription. It really, really helps the channel. So without further ado, let's get to the games. It is a retrofitted stockpile deck. Of course, the card Retrofitter Foundry. A very, very powerful addition to these style strategies. Really exciting. We've only got 3. I think we might end up with another one, depending on where we end up cutting. I'm not entirely sure where the fat is, the proverbial fat in this deck. But Retrofitter Foundry allows us to pay 2 and create a servo, which is just a 1/1 token. And then you can pay 1 and sacrifice a servo to create a 1/1 Thopter that has flying. Or you can sacrifice a Thopter to make a 4/4 construct. So you can kind of go right down the line if you want to. Make a regular 1/1 into a 1/1 flying into a 4/4 by sacrificing things like that. And you can pay 3 to untap the Retrofitter Foundry. So it's a great way of sinking mana that you have extra into this. But there's another card that I've been quite fond of for ages. Indeed, Sledgehammer, fear not. It should be okay. The recovery time on this surgery should be, or is oftentimes as long as like 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, things like that. But I intend to stream as much as possible anyway. And I will give you folks at least updates in the Discord and all that kind of thing. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna abandon anybody. But you know, hopefully everything will be fine. Just kind of miserable. This mod of Marvel Snap looks weird. It does. That regular guy. Glad you made it. Appreciate you, Sledgehammer. I do. Playing Stockpile off. I try to, Geiger. Glad you made it, my friend. It is a great card. A black and a white. Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, create a 1/1 colorless servo creature token. You can pay 1 and sacrifice a creature and scry 1. So when stuff is just dying and going away and all that kind of thing, like, you get value with this. But if you have, let's say, Anointed Procession, if an effect would create 1 or more tokens, it creates twice that many instead. You can kind of double up these tokens and get a lot of value, including a lot of scries and things as well. There's also value in Lulth. Anytime a creature dies, put a counter on Lulth Spider Queen. Well, we can, if we ever create a servo, we can keep sacrificing that servo once a turn on our turn, and we just get the servo back, and it keeps putting loyalty counters on Lulth as well. As well as with Bastion of Remembrance or Meathook Massacre, whenever a creature we control dies, each opponent loses a life. Whenever a creature we control dies, each opponent loses a life and we gain a life. We get a bunch of value there as well. But notably, we've done things similar to this in the past a number of times. I've played Hidden Stockpile quite a few times on the channel because I love the card. It's one of my favorites. I actually own a paper deck that is Hidden Stockpile centric as well. Thank you, Onyx Virus. I will do that as soon as I'm done with the deck tech, but I appreciate that. I was fully going to forget that. But Retrofitter Foundry, again, allows us to create servos, and then importantly allows us to sacrifice those servos to do things. And we get advantage when we sacrifice them, but this creates servos as well, so we can use the Retrofitter Foundry, or we can use the Hidden Stockpile to create Thopters with the Retrofitter Foundry or whatever. But notably, one of the problems with this deck is we're running quite a few board sweepers. There's Doomskars and Meathook Massacres, right? Which means sometimes we'll end up with an empty board, and then we have no way of making things leave. And if we can't make things leave, Hidden Stockpile doesn't work. Well, with the new addition of Retrofitter Foundry to this sort of strategy, it can give us repeatable ways of doing this, which is why, again, I think we might want all 4. It's kind of tough, though, because we also need ways of interacting, you know, Doomskars and Meathook Massacres, things like that. But we also need some regular interaction, like Vanishing Verses, Blood Chief's Thirst, quite good. But then we also need kind of ways of getting, like, regular creatures and stuff. So Sorens and Lulths and Wedding Announcements, all kind of important for just having board presence. So I'm not quite sure where we end up cutting. But we'll go. And of course, the only card I really haven't talked about, obviously, Amari's Call. It does make tokens, so it works great with Anointed Procession things, but it's really here just as a land. We're on 25 lands. And then one Amari's Call. So we're actually on 26 total lands. but is Liliana, which of course you might look at this and go, yeah, but it's 6-mana Planeswalker. Obviously, that's where your fat is. Cut that. But it's also the most powerful creature synergy for when our creatures are leaving the battlefield and stuff. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card is insane. It also allows us interaction in the form of, you know, making each player sacrifice 2 creatures. We really don't mind sacrificing 2 creatures, particularly when we draw cards. But causing our opponent to sacrifice 2 creatures can be absolutely backbreaking. So, you know, again, I'm not entirely sure where the fat is, but we'll hopefully find it in a few games here. We might end up playing this deck more than one day. I promise. As a matter of fact, I promise I will be thinking of you guys all the time, because I have a great deal of anxiety about missing any stream. And this one, the potential of having to miss quite a few streams is actually quite concerning to me, but we'll see. Angrath's Rampage? What a jerk. All right, you got me. No, Ratchet. Darn it, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Sure. Bastion Remembrance, come on down. Yes, we were actually doing Electro stuff, Ratchet, in Marvel Snap, and I just transferred over, and I had forgotten to update in a timely manner, so it is now updated. My apologies. Alrighty, Yuyi grows. Oh, well, we're gonna do that. It's tempting to get the Bastion Remembrance down, no doubt. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, darn it, Gimp. I saw your message just a second too late, and this was a fine turn to miss the land drop. It would have been much less punishing than probably next turn, but that's all right. We'll do it anyway. Oh, Thoughtseize. Bummer. Going to take our Lolth, probably. Though maybe Bastion Remembrance. Yeah, just the Lolth. They typically are going to struggle a little bit to deal with enchantments. So it's definitely not outside the realm of possibilities to do this. And since they've already shown us Angrath's Rampage, they have Planeswalker removal. But very obvious that they just fear Lolth a great deal because they're missing some land drops. That said, Gimp, glad you're out there, my friend. Let Peter know we said hello, if you don't mind. And I did miss your land drop there. There you go, my friend. All right, Yugi grows. Or Yuya grows. Yuyi grows. Finds a land. See, I just feel like they've been really greedy there with the blood token. They could have been using that blood token to find more lands. So it is true that it's like, you know, it's always a bummer when your opponent misses land drops, but they had extra mana to spend and everything, and they were just greedily not using the blood token to find land drops. So, you know, I feel like this is entirely on them. Opponent does have another Fatal Push. That's a pair of them. Opponent losing a bunch of life to these Bastion Remembrances, though. And Vanishing Verse, you say. Alrighty. So my initial inclination was to just attack with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, but that might be incorrect. Yeah, this is fine. I was gonna say they probably have removal for it, and I think that's probably true. But this does let us draw a card with Wedding Announcement if that ends up panning out. So Yuyi grows, has Bone Crusher Giant to take care of our creature. Drops to 7. We flip our Wedding Festivities and draw into Bloodchief's Thirst. Don't mind if I do. She is old and red. Do we pay the 2 life? And Doomscar? Or wait for the... Nah. let's just Doomscar this turn. Yeah, we can. This is fine. Oh, Liliana. Yep. That's a good one. This is a very good one indeed, folks. Our opponent... Oh. All right. Fine. Get rid of that as well. And no attacks. Kind of unfortunate we had to use the... Well, I guess we didn't have to. Maybe that was greedy. The Vanishing Verse would have been great for the Den of the Bugbear. That could potentially be a problem later. Yeah. I'm not sure. Thoughtseize. Wow. Okay, gets our Liliana. Down to 5. Our opponent is very brave. They've been missing... They've had this blood token all the time. And have not used it to find land drops. Earlier in the game when they were missing land drops. Now they're like at 7 life and using Thoughtseizes to pay even more life. Admittedly, I do think it's true that the Amaria's Call was, I mean, the Liliana was likely to end the game. But, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Yuya Grows is looking through all the graveyards, finds Cling to Dust to gain a little more life. That's not enough. Opponent has Bone Crusher Giant. That's not enough either. Hive of the Eye Tyrant is lethal on its own and has Menace. So maybe they have another Fatal Push or something? Yeah, I think our opponent punted, folks. They died with this blood on the field. They apparently were going to the bathroom, which is just we would essentially share a wall with one of the other bathrooms. Like, why is John yelling? If only you knew the injustice that was just perpetrated upon Mr. John, you would be yelling too, little one. It's exactly what it was, Ziggy said. Well, I mean, you know, she was actually relaying an amusing story about one of the little kids telling me to be quiet. Come on. Feels bad though. Wow. It doesn't feel as bad as mulliganing to 3, but
it's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
I don't know. I really do not know. I wish I did. But not gonna lie, a little perturbed right now. Just ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Oh my goodness. Brutal. Hey. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with wedding announcement. Go on ahead. You said fall a couple of times. I think someone fell down. Yeah, exactly. Right? Mr. John felt like he was falling down the stairs. Let me tell you. It was just a roller coaster of continually dropping down. As soon as you feel like you hit the bottom, you didn't, you know? Opponent goes with Old Growth Troll. That's actually really solid here. Alright, so we're gonna pay the life so that we can actually scry here. Because we get to make them lose a life as well. Do we want to keep hitting land drops? Probably, I guess. So that we can get to Liliana faster. That's got to be right. Because then, I mean, we still get to Sorin. Maybe? I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. No blocks. You got me. All right, Herger. Land. Soren. Well, that's kind of the tiebreaker here, Onyx Virus, right? Yes, we will reveal a card, paying a bunch of life. Drain a wee bit. Land on top. Don't mind if I do. We create a dude with the hidden stockpile and then flip our creatures over into 2/2s. Oh my goodness. Ooh, Oddity is actually pretty nasty here. Wow, the opponent sees this as their only chance and gets in. Unfortunately for the opponent, we have a whole lot more grinding yet to do as far as we're concerned, so. Irish Wiz, glad you made it. Yeah, exactly, Irish Wiz. Darn it, did I already greet you, Irish Wiz? I think I greeted you twice, actually, Irish Wiz. Maybe a total of 3 times. Well, casual suspect, in order for me to greet you more than once, I would have to be really happy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're out there. I'm glad you're out there. Only love, brother. Only love. Oh, boy. Oh, look at this, folks. Look at this. It is the illustrious Jamie Topples bringing in that raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad to have you, wonderful folks. Glad to have you, wonderful folks. Only love after the insult. Well, I mean, it's not up to me to determine whether or not it was an insult. It's up to you to determine whether or not it was an insult. I'm just saying, I think, maybe you're being too sensitive, Only love, brother. Folks, glad you all made it. Glad you all made it. It would be like, Sean Bean ain't got nothing on me, Retrofitter Foundry. I did not do the 1v1. Darn it, I was supposed to do the 1v1. I'm sorry, the Great Afghet. I completely forgot about that. Got distracted thinking about that poor NFL player, God of the Shrine, come on down. Thank you, Gromit. Appreciate the reminder. Asper Sentinel. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of it, but we're not feeling good about it, I can tell you that. Okay. On brand. Yeah, I know, right? Great Afghet. Never fails. Yeah, that's unfortunate, casual suspect. Okay, Razortide Bridge is very unfortunate. We are going to do this and deploy the Anointed Procession because we currently don't have a ton of ways of making chump blockers, and we're going to need them. The Anointed Procession helps a ton as long as we don't die. But we need to buy time until this Meat Hook Massacre can take care of the Razortide Bridge, right? Opponent pays a little pain. And a wee bit more. And Machiko's Reign of Truth. Wow, that's rough. Down to 5. All right, Bastion Remembrance. Come on down. Okay. Chico's Reign of Truth goes on the Razortide Bridge again. Can they do something to give it evasion? Maybe. And 3 cards in hand. And Darrell. Thinking about it. The good news is the fact that they're thinking implies that they don't have a clear-cut way of just winning on the spot, right? The Lurrus is a pain in the backside. Because unless they recklessly run it out, our Metic Massacre doesn't really do anything because they just get the Ensoul artifact back with the Lurrus, right? And that's, you know, decidedly unfortunate. I mean, I guess maybe with the amount of life we have with the 2 Bastion of Remembrances on board, maybe we can get an attack in with the Hive to get rid of the Ensoul artifact. I do not run Divine Visitation in this list. As a matter of fact, there's only 2 Anointed Procession as well. Because they're kind of important, but not a thing that can just fix everything sort of thing, you know? Well, we're worried about them getting a way to give it flying or unblockable, or come up with a flying or unblockable threat. We don't have that much life, right? If it goes on enough longer, then yeah, we'll be fine, right? We obviously don't want to attack this turn, even though we actually kind of could, because we want them to deploy the Lurrus so that they can get back the Astro Sentinel. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm aware, guys. I'm aware. It's one of the key strategies in this deck is that we're making more than 1. We're making 2. And that's a heck of a deal. Well, this is exactly what we were worried about. Yeah, but the chump blocking is not the problem, right? It's the flyers that are problems, right? No farewell in the deck. So this would be X equals 5. And we wouldn't have to crack the Fabled Passage. And that would get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. So the portrait would still go away, right? I don't want to risk it just in case my math is bad. I think it would go away, but if they have a counterspell, I think we die. And they very likely might. Always got it. Yep. Okay. Orbital draw kick. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Well, I mean, we could just draw another Meat Hook. That's definitely a thing. Oh boy, especially now that Lurrus is out. That would be okay. All right, Ornithopter gets in. Meat Hook. No. So Like so. Do some scrying. That doesn't do it. Okay. We've got like one more shot at this, folks. We get a couple of scries. And then we just die. What do you got, Andrel? Shadow 2. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Portable hole. Goes after. You got it. All right, guys. They do the thing. We sacrifice and scry. Doesn't do it. We might actually have the win, actually. I think we actually have the win. Never mind, everything's fine. Okay. You know. Gotcha. Can they gain life? Riordan, good to see you, my friend. You know, we work on it all the time, and it's always a running process, so you'll regularly show up and there'll be more options and different options and things like that. But it is what it is, right? So one of those options is the thing we are doing right now, is a 1v1. I will 1v1 you in the format of your choice on Arena if you cash in enough channel points. But if you were to cash in even more channel points, you could get more things. So you could 1v1 me in, let's say, in best of 3 even. Or you could do like, you could even force me to build a deck of your choosing. Riordan has chosen to make me build a deck. Oh my gosh. Great Dafget has constructed a deck specifically to counter me. Nice. Yes, 1v1 IRL, Raylan. We fist fight. It's a great time. No, we don't. It's just on the clan. 1v1 in a hot tub. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, all these things are happening. Sure, Howling Mind draws us some cards. You got me. Yes. Well, land. Noina Procession. Come on down. But Riordan just yesterday, or day before, I guess, cashed in channel points to get me to build a Wolves deck. So we're going to play that for a couple of games right after this. I warn you folks that it's a lot of channel points and it's only a few games, right? But that's one of those things. You get almost complete control over the stream, the content portion of the stream as well. And by almost complete control, I mean, you have a vague sense of control. All right, we're going to play around soft counter stuff because there's a blue man over there. And do a wee bit of scrying. Insert one clip. I believe the clip you're looking for there is Force. It was an accident, folks. It was an accident. I did not... I did not remember I was facing a viewer at the time. It's my bad. But So we're going to be doing some of those things soon. Okay, but you'll admit, I did not celebrate anywhere near as heartily the other times. I'm just saying. Key to the archive, you say? All right. Yes, get spiked. Force spiked. Yes. It it does sound a wee bit like I was shouting something else, I will admit. But that's not true. That is not what I was yelling. Just one of those things that happen to sound less good. All right, Soul Wardens do some things. Trespasser's Curse do some things. Authority of the Consuls does some things. Gonna have to type something here so my wife can clip me absolutely dominating Rocket Man. Yeah, well, you know, it was one of those things. What do you do? Combat. Folks, we are kind of struggling for land drops this game. Are our land drops concerns almost done? They are. All right. It was a while ago, not Todd, that's for sure. So this Trespasser's Curse is ruining us. We have Vanishing Verses to correct it, but have not drawn into them. Hopefully this doesn't kill us. All right. Do it. Gruans, glad you made it. Or Gurans. Is that like Hunuguran? The, Mongolian throat metal band? I am a fan. I guess Bastion of Remembrance, so that we can at least get some of the life back if we sacrifice them. Where do the lies end? Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question. Down to 6, folks. Woo! Another cleric class. All right. Another cleric class. Mirror Maid on the Trespasser's Curse. Okay. Thank heavens, but unfortunately it's a little late for that. We needed to be able to get it before, when there was only just the one, you know? Hey, there we go. Land drop, don't mind if I do. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Bastion Remembrance, come on down. Not particularly thrilled about this, but we're gonna lose a little bit of life. Drain a little bit of it back. Scry that away. Okay, hidden stockpile. Drains us just a bit more. The Great Death Kit goes up to 76. We have more Vanishing Verses we can draw into. And admittedly, we are over halfway through the deck, right? Once we get through this turn. Whoa. All right. Another Howling Mine. I mean, that's might just be good for us. We're going to do a little bit of sacrificing because 74 is roughly infinite life anyway. And oh, we've got to get rid of that stupid Trespasser's Curse. All right. Howling Mine. Howling Mine. Okay. Combat. Okay. Hidden stockpile. Hidden stockpile. Hidden stockpile. Oh my goodness, folks, I really want that card, but we can't have it. It is forbidden to us. Okay. Good lord, folks. We have gone through an awful lot of the deck here. Not going to search because we have put a lot of cards to the bottom. I mean, I guess we can get that one out of the way as well. I guess Wedding Announcement, come on down. Do we go with the hidden stockpile as well? A lot of creatures we get to make, which is good, but with the hidden or Trespasser's Curse, also a little costly. All right. 2 cards can go away. I guess it's going to be these. Okay. Great Death Kit up to 94 life somehow. Oh, golly. Cursebound Witch. Unoriginal one. Glad you made it, my friend. Glasspool Mimic. Probably trying to get more Trespasser's Curses is my best guess. It's built specifically to counter our deck, Irish Wiz. So their deck wins by us making too many creatures and killing ourselves. Or decking us out because of the Howling Mines. I mean, I would love to have this. This would be truly awesome in a conventional game. Oh my goodness. All right. Seriously, deck. See these cards right here? The rest of my Vanishing Verses are right there. Fine. Vanishing Verse to get rid of the Trespasser's Curses. Because then we could just make a billion tokens and kill the Great Death Kit in like a turn or two. but we're running out of cards. You know, it's a solid point. Maybe we shouldn't be so heartless about it. Another card I would just love to have, but we have to have the Vanishing Verse or we die, folks. We just can't win because we're afraid one of those 3 cards they just got was the Vanishing Verse. That's also tempting. Would be great to get rid of that bin because I'm afraid they're going to get some of that stuff back. Holy cow, folks. All right, well, fine. Bastion Remembrance. Come on down. Do the things. Wedding announcement. I guess we will go ahead and play the land. We don't have any basics left in the deck anyway because we got them all when we got Settler Wreckaged. But it's a fine way of triggering revolt if we can't make creatures. For real right now? Both Vanishing Verses are right here. Ugh. Spades 2, glad you made it. Good to see you. All right. That's just not that big of a deal. We're probably going to Grommet, but I need to know that we don't need it. Because remember, it only does the life loss thing, and their life just isn't that meaningful right now, right? They've got 134 life, and it's going to get worse. Faithful Disciple, huh? Witch's Oven. Doing the ditty. Yeah, let's do a little bit of scrying, I guess. Oh my word. All right, well, we're gonna keep that, I guess, because that actually helps quite a bit. That, I guess. Howling Mine. Are you kidding me right now? All right. I'll get in there. We're gonna run out of cards in our deck, folks. You got me. Got a Retrofitter Foundry. Fine. Yes. And gonna do some scrying here. Thank heavens. All right, get that thing out of here. Then I guess we just make a Thopter. Actually, no, we were supposed to hit and stockpile there as well, right? Because if it happens that the Great Daft Git has the whatchamacallit, that destroys all artifacts and enchantments, we just die. Yeah, indeed, Gimp. Malame and I were talking about it. She intends to update the stream via Discord, is the intention. All right. Divine Visitation. Aether Flux would kind of get us a little bit, yeah. Alrighty. You know, I guess. I mean, they've already hit us with 2 Settle the Wreckages, so there can't be too many more of those. The thing we're mainly worried about is just drawing out now, or like, now you show up. Freaking, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I mean, I guess we know the order of our deck for the most part. Noiter Procession is almost on the bottom. All right, well, Hidden Stockpile again. This is risky, folks, because we don't have any way to get rid of future Trespassers curses if they show up. But I think we've got to kind of make some extreme moves here. So you know, let's get in there. But we've got to stop the flow of life that the Great Afgit is getting every single turn, you know? Okay. The life must not flow. That's right. Spice, you know, that's up in the air. But life, no, 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 none of that. Doing lots and lots of hovering over there. I don't particularly care for that. Love is the spice of life. Also pepper. Mythos of Aluna coming down on the Howling Mine. We got 12 cards left in the library. Mirror Hall Mimic. Makes a copy of Vampire. Glass Pool Mimic makes a copy of Vampire. So make a dude, which is 2 dudes. Do we bother scrying? We don't know 2 cards in our library. That's the one. One of them was a land. Resolves. 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 Blood Chief's Thirst. Vampire gets sacrificed. Hey, look at this, folks. Look at this. It's Mojo Rogue bringing in the raid, folks. Welcome in, welcome in. We are glad to have you wonderful folks among us. We have 8 cards left in our library. We're fighting down 3 Howling Mines and 120 life. Can we do it? We're about to find out. It's a great question, Dark Wolf. Glad you made it. Good to see you. Work Boots. Glad you made it. Glad you are out there. Tell Sarah Games we said hello. Dark Wolf. Glad you are out there. What were you playing, Mojo Rogue? For those of you who've never been familiar with Mojo Rogue's content, Mojo Rogue actually, similar to what we do here, definitely does, you know, some like jankier stuff and everything, right? But his is very, very competitive. Mine is like, you know, kind of silly a lot of the time. Mojo, no. Mojo, like competing at the top of the ladder, kind of competitive. Wait, hold on. Not to say that he doesn't do silly things from time to time, but very, very good stuff. Destroying alchemy today, you say? Let's scry that away. Yeah. So we take 5 life per scry, but we don't have any basic lands left. Thank you. All of our stuff is indestructible, Onyx Virus. Fair enough. What have you got? We remember there are no basic lands left. So we only have 3. We don't have enough to take all their life yet. Almost, folks, almost. 4 Bastion Remembrance, 1 Meathook Massacre. So we're very, very close, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe in retrospect, it was probably aggressive to play the Ameria's Call there because I wanted to be more careful in combat, but I think that was just a step too far. Yeah, well, it's true, Easy 6. We're gonna get there. Fear not. Great Half get. Goes up to 40. Plays a land. That is enough for Settle the Wreckage. Yeah, I mean, Easy 6, that happens every time I get raided. I'm easily distracted, but I don't think anyone that's familiar with the content would be surprised by that. All right. So we're not going to do combat here. We're just going to go after the Great F gets life total. We have more than enough to take care of this. Okay. Yeah, so if you're questioning how did we ever get here, the answer was Trespasser's Curse and Mirror Made on Trespasser's Curse. And boy, oh boy, did it punish us. But we got there in the end, I think. Great Daft Get, hoping we'll stop and do combat. Great Daft Get has already hit us with 2 Settle the Wreckages this game as well. Yeah, it was a wild one. It was not looking good. We were down to like 3 life at one point or something. Maybe. Got him. GG. Yes. Got there. GG.